guys, welcome back to the vlog. You'll have seen this is going to be vlog number 2. We're in Mauricio's car today. My car is still in the garage. Anyone that's following me? Yep, there was a lot of damage. We are going today to a transfer. We're going to do a viewing on the Pam. We're going to do some construction updates. It's a bit hectic and all over the place because I've just came back from holiday this morning. Come with us and have a little find out or what we're going to do. It's saying it's 47 degrees. It's May. What the hell? I said I always find it quite funny when you leave Dubai for even a week, come back and see much construction. Like the whole facade of that back's now done. Last week that wasn't done. They must work all day and all night, but when you're here you don't realise it. The first stop we're going to is 6 Senses on the Pam. I sold this time last year to a client in Amsterdam. We're viewing a 2-bed, which is Pam view facing. We actually got it at a really good price point at the time, and this is why, especially with situations that are currently going on, you always want to invest in stuff 25 below the market, and it's why you need a good negotiator. So we invested in this when the most recent transactions were sitting at 8,500 to 9,000 a square foot. My client invested in it 6,700 a square foot, so he got it at a really great price. And even now we're coming close to handover, expected mid-summer this year, and it is going to be the first 6 Senses in the whole of Dubai. There's one right now, Ziggy Bay in Oman, but yeah, I'm really excited for this property to hand over. It's going to be incredible. So we're going to go check that out, see how handover and snagging's going, and then we're going to go check out a few more locations. Touching on what I said, why it was a good price point. This is why when you invest, last year we were seeing big hypes, and even at the start of this year, some of the biggest hypes we've ever seen in Dubai real estate. Now, some people bought the hype, and that's absolutely fine if you're an end user, but if you're an investor, we always need to make sure we're strategic on how we invest. Right now, it's actually cheaper to rent a property than it is to buy a property and pay the mortgage. That's how imbalanced it's right now, currently this week, which can be quite mind-boggling, especially if you've bought something as an investor in the last 3 months and you are going to rent it out. You know the tenant is going to be paying less than possibly your mortgage rate. When you invest, it doesn't matter if the market's high or low, always make sure if you're getting a good deal, especially if you're an investor. My client hasn't lost money in this property because he already bought it below market rate last year. Top tip, get a good negotiator. So we're just going past the W residence. This is West Crest. So most people on the Pam know about the Atlantis Royal. That's on East Crest, we're on West Crest. We've got a few new developments coming up here, but after this bridge, I personally think this is the best side of the Pam, because look at this view that we have right in front of us, right over to Blue Waters, and right frontward facing is right across down to the Burj Al Arab, Burj Khalifa, and the full of Marina. Just driven past the SLS. And then as we go over this bridge, we're going to come up to the 6 Senses, which you can see is, look at that, just amazing. Now, for people that don't understand or know about the 6 Senses, the 6 Senses is a full wellness resort. To stay in this property, let's say in Courchevel or Ibiza or Thailand, you're looking at upwards of £30,000 a year. So this has got one building as a hotel, and then a few residences, and then beach villas. Now, these beach villas have already appreciated by 25% even before handover, and they're going to be one of the most luxurious villa communities in the full of Dubai. You have duplexes here that you can see behind me, and then the villas just in front, which honestly, wow. So what's interesting about these villas right here is they were sold off plan at 100 million. However, the payment plan was a 40/60. So these are now transacting at 125 million and above. That means because they've only put 40% down, which was 40 million, they've already received more than 60% return on equity. Now, I personally think, yes, they might be a little bit slower selling now, coming up to handover because of the current geopolitical situation, but long-term vision, these will transact, I think, closer to 200 million, which would be around $50 million. So this will be the entry. So you can see the full properties more or less completed. We're going into the snagging group. The developer of this was Select. They've built the Marina Grey, the Mira Living, so some really high-end properties in the whole of the UAE. So now we are going to go to Dubai Harbour Residence. I've sent some videos to my clients, but we're going to go to Dubai Harbour Residence now and check out the progress of that. We've got a few investors. In the last 6 months, I've sold over $10 million in this property. So give my clients a little bit of an update, and I'll bring you along with me.
So what happened?
I took the wrong turning and now we're about 20 streets away from the Lovely Bridge and I'm going to have to go past the Palm, basically down to Jumeirah 1 to do a U-turn to come back on myself. So what we're going to do is we're going to transfer first, be on time for transfer and then go to Dubai Harbour after. Right, we are here to do a transfer on Damac Lagoons. I'm absolutely bursting for the toilet and this is super sleepy and I feel like I'm slipping down. But we purchased this property back in February and the agent sold us the complete wrong property. And it wasn't until we went to legal and I was like, can we have the right forms? I said to the agent, I was like, are you sure these are the right forms? You sold me this property. In the Form F, everything was a complete different number. So thankfully we got out the contract scot-free because the agent had completely missold the wrong property that they didn't even have access to. And we actually ended up getting a better property on a green park on a corner for a much better price, which was amazing. We're going to transfer on this. We've had a few problems obviously with the geopolitical situation. Lending availability is completely shifted, so it's taken a little bit longer than expected. But we've got a happy client and we will meet her today. So we've just transferred here on Liz's property. We secured her a unit in Damac Lagoons, which is about to hand over. It's been a very complex transfer, but we got there in the end. How did you find it all?
Yeah, as Hannah said, I mean, I've never bought in Dubai before, so I didn't know the process. But obviously, Hannah's been fantastic. So it's all about your agent. And I would say Hannah has been fantastic. She's helped me throughout the process, guided me, explained it. It has been a long process, but obviously we couldn't foresee all the things that are happening. So I'm pleased that we transferred. I cannot wait to move in. And already she's giving me contacts of all the things I can do in the house. So I would definitely recommend choose your agent wisely, get a good recommendation. And I'm personally recommending Hannah.
Thank you. I paid her. I'm joking.
She didn't.
Update. So we got the transfer done. Thank the Lord. It's good though. Me and Liz have actually become really good friends throughout it. Just having to spend so much time together, but I'm happy that's finally transferred. We're going to go back to Dubai Harbour residence, do the check-in as we originally suggested, then Sofitel, pick up my car, Arjan, I think would be the most strategic way. I don't know. And then I've got a viewing on the Palm in 2 hours. So a bit of a rush around now, but at least we've got Liz happy. She's got the keys for a property at last. So we're now coming back up to Dubai Harbour residence, take 5,000. But you'll see up here where the actual bridge connects. You'll see how far along it is, which is really, really good for all investors of Emaar beachfront as a whole. I think it's really going to bring value to the island. Then we will stop off at Dubai Harbour. There you go, look at it. Look how much it's done, wow. Do you want to know a fun fact? This is where I met my partner in a work event in the W this time 2 years ago. Crazy. So what's interesting, if you look down here, it's just scaffolding everywhere. And this is why I often call this place Emaar Construction Front. This is something you hear me bang on about all the time. But although this was launched in 2018, it's 2026, so we're 8 years ahead. We're still in a full construction. They're breaking the ground over there for the W. This is all construction. It is very, very hard right now to sell at a very strong premium because you're in a construction zone. And this is why I always say buy phase one, because the phase one investors, if you see, will come up to this building, they've already seen 100% return of investment. You'll see this Emaar building just at the tip there. That was the first building to hand over. It was sold at 1.6 and you can now not get a one bed in there cheaper than about 2.8 because of the current climate. Before the current climate, 3.2, which is just incredible. Now this is what we're actually here to check out, which is Dubai Harbour residence. So you can see they're already on floor 3 and floor 4. This hands over Q1 2028, so they're very much ahead of schedule. This is the only low-rise building in the full of Emaar beachfront, and this is the reason I've sold it. 2-bed in here, it's the same size as a penthouse in the Emaar building, so it's just going to be spectacular. Developers H&H, so backed by Shams, which is government backed, something I really, really believe in. You can really see how nice the view is going to be. I've actually sold a lot of these corner units, but if you've got a little bit higher, you will be able to see right down to the Burj Al Arab, which is just going to be incredible. But I need to send some videos to my clients, give an update, but I'm super, super excited for this to hand over. It's actually a project I myself would love to buy in one day. I remember we actually put a poll on Instagram a few months ago to see if floor 3 would exceed this building, but I don't think it has. I don't think floor 4 has either. So I don't think anyone that voted got it right. I think you had to invest in floor 5 to see if it was going to get past there. So what else is really interesting is over there you'll see Shams. Now this is going to be a mall in the Emaar beachfront community. If you look at any other Emaar communities, the likes of Dubai Hills, etc., when a mall was completed, property prices went up by 25%. Now it is due to hand over in 2027, but again, it looks super ahead of schedule, so possibly 2027 instead of 2028. You'll also see, look everywhere, this is what I keep calling it, Emaar construction front. All you can hear is bang, bang, bang. We've got buildings in every direction getting completed. However, this is the one we are down here to check out. My favourite building, so let's go to the front. All of us in our vote, we weren't right, because look, 1, 2, 3, 4. You have to invest in 5 to get over. But I really wanted that unit, it did get sold, 5, because over there, once you bypass this energy, you will actually get partial palm views of like Raffles, Six Senses and everything just over there. There's a gap. So what you'll notice in all my investments is I always try and find something unique to the community. Now this is low rise, I've spoken about it a lot. The reason why I think this is unique is if you look at the boats down here when we get there in a minute, these boats are millions and millions of pounds. Yacht A is based out here, just to fill it up with petrol, was around 750. With the current geopolitical situation, probably over $1 million. Yeah, you can really see the types of boats that are brought to this community. So this is the only building other than Bulgari and Marsa Al Arab which transact at above 9,000 a square foot that you can park your yacht straight outside. Now, although you're going to say, Hannah, there's multiple buildings here, what do you mean? Because this is backed by the government and owned by Shams, owners of Dubai Harbour residents actually have preferential benefits of parking their yacht here, unlike the Emaar buildings. And this is what makes it really spectacular. Now, people will also probably say, well, if you have a yacht, why do you need an apartment? Well, think, if you have a yacht, it can be a little bit cramped if you have family over. This will be like a weekend holiday resort. And a lot of these people would love to invest in the one pam. People here, the penthouses in there sell for 80 million dirhams. There's footballers that live there. There's F1 drivers that own on. It's the creme de la creme. And this is going to be the competition of it. The same sizes, higher spec, and a newer building, low rise, and a premium finish. So what I've just done is basically take some pictures. There's been a few UK investors and a few investors that are in the UAE but currently in Africa. Just sending them videos, keeping them up to date. This is really what every agent should be doing, and it's definitely something I do for all my clients. And make sure that we're both on the same page. We're basically keeping up to date with the construction, ensuring that our strategy is always up to date, whether it's deciding to sell, or to be able to apply for mortgages. It really just keeps us all on the same page, and a really good way to, I guess, ensure that we're basically project managing from afar. So yeah, make sure your agent does this, because you have to be able to know where your construction is and what the plan is with your property. Right, now we're going to go to Sofitel in downtown, have a bit of a construction update there. They're a little bit behind schedule, but to keep my client in the loop. Then I think we're going to go pick up my car, go to Arjan, check on one that's just about to hand over, and also the first project I ever sold in, and then back to the office. So let's go. So you'll see right now we're coming into downtown. Right over there you've got the addition. We'll have full Burj Khalifa views as we turn this corner, which you'll actually see how close it is. Straight ahead, you've got a direct sky view, and then behind it, you have the Burj Khalifa. Addition to our right, St. Regis to our left, and then just down here, we have the Sofitel residence, which really shows how connected it is. It's going to have backdoor entrance into the Dubai Mall. But yeah, they're really cracking on with the construction. So the reason, as I said, I've said it before, but the numbers really stack down here. Low rise, so pure properties to compete with. Great location, and it was the cheapest branded residence in the full of downtown. Ticked all the boxes for my client, but right now, obviously, it's not a good time to sell. Anyone that's telling you it is lying to you. We're just picked the car up. We're just gonna have a quick coffee break. We've got a viewing in about an hour, so we're gonna go take content at the property, and then we're done for the day. Well, we hope. Failing so badly. Just getting the lid. Fourth coffee of the day. We're going to nip onto the Palm to do a viewing on this villa property. We did have an offer on this 3 weeks ago. However, after we had the final offer out, it fell through. And it was a really good bloody deal. So we're back to the drawing board, back doing viewings, and hopefully we should get some offers on it this week with the few viewings we've got booked. Just stopped at one of my favourite coffees on the Palm. Every time I go somewhere, I'm like, I'd quite like to live there, but it must be great living on Ymar Beachfront or the Palm, just being so close to the beach. It's like, as if I smell the sea, and I'm like, I love it here. And we got my car back. Woohoo! I feel like I'm back in business, baby. Thank you. Hey MTV, welcome to my crib. So yeah, we're just in here today. I'm just getting prepared for a few viewings now. This is a stunning extended garden home on the Palm. It was done by HM Interiors, Meg and Holly, who have done such a gorgeous job. They'll probably be here in about the next 15 minutes. So we'll give it a little spruce up and hopefully we get an offer. So yeah, I was going to turn the lights all on, but the lights aren't turning on. That was a bit of an epic fail. But if you come outside, I'll show you a little bit about the gorgeous property. So it's all Miele appliances. My favourite part is the hidden kitchen. It's a little bit dark because the lights won't obviously turn on. Closed and open kitchen, nice laundroma, maid's room. And then if you come through here, they've gone with a very British design. But would you look at that? MTV, welcome to my crib. So the property does actually come all the furniture, so it really is a turnkey property if someone would like it. Just imagine one day if the dolphins keep coming back, like some dolphins and kayaking, and a lot of people don't know this, but only the people that own on the Palm can actually get on the Palm beach. And what's nice about this is most of the properties around it are actually already renovated. There's one property over there that's not been, but the majority of them are all done. The reason I say that is you often hear me speak about construction. People don't want to live next to loads of unrenovated properties which are about to be renovated because they know they've got about 2 to 3 years of noise pollution. Whereas if you look, most of them have been completed. There's maybe the odd 1 or 2 left, which is nice. What my favourite feature is this glass window, so I feel like it really opens up and makes the foyer like bright. Then walk into the kitchen living, again, absolutely gorgeous, along with your bar. Go upstairs, it is a 4-bed with the plot being extended, so you've got a bit of a larger plot on this property. But the lights are on upstairs. It's so bizarre. This is the first additional bedroom. As you can see, it's just beautiful. I really like the attention to detail in every aspect. I'll go through to the second bedroom. Really good big spaces of both wardrobes. Another ensuite. Again, fabric used to really put the attention to detail on the back walls. You can see it's a really nice British finish. I would say it's been very much renovated to be like a holiday home. Third bedroom. And then we go into the master, everyone's favourite part. And then we go into the bathroom. Now, couldn't you just imagine yourself like having a lovely time in the bed in the morning with your coffee? Imagining your kids playing on the beach, like what a life. Absolute goals. And then you come into the master bedroom. My favourite part, the coffee machine. We all know how much I love coffee by this point. Waking up and just being there without even having to go downstairs is just chef's kiss. But yeah, it's an absolutely gorgeous property. So if you've got any people that are looking to live in the Palm, get a great deal, come check this out. So I hope you enjoyed this little bit of a chaotic day. I'm gonna have to love you and leave you now because the client doesn't want to be recorded. But thank you for following, and if you like this, please hit like, subscribe, know where the buttons are, and we'll keep posting them. So yeah, thanks guys, bye, wish me luck.